and welcome to E&I UK and Europe edition. I'm Ashley Espiritu reporting from London. We bring you news reports from the United Kingdom and Europe, and we have live reporters on standby ready to give their report. From our main headlines. England lifts quarantine rules for vaccinated residents. And Barcelona businesses affected by France's travel warning to Spain. First, from our live reporters, we have Janelle Ankasuga. Hello, Janelle.
Hello, Ashley. And my report will be about how UK supermarket Morrisons is set for a mega takeover.
Thank you, Janelle. We look forward to hearing your report later on. Next, on our correspondence, Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain, reported by Beverly Madrid. In our health segment, we have Get Fit with Aron, how lack of sleep could stop you from losing fat, reported by Aron Paul Ortiz, a professional fitness coach. Continuing with sports, we have EBC Russia, St. Petersburg, Russia celebrates Euro 2020, reported by Sherilyn Carlos. And continuing with sports, we have England dared to dream after setting up Euro 2020 final against Italy, reported by Ryan Florentino. And we also have, continuing with sports, a Wimbledon update. Hello, Ryan.
Ashley, yes, today I'll be reporting on England making it to the Euro 2020 finals, and also shortly after an update on Wimbledon and tennis.
Thank you, Ryan. We look forward to hearing your report later on. And lastly, we have view from our window from Swiss Panoramic Train Views. On to our main headlines. UK residents returning to England from the United States and most European countries will soon no longer have to self-quarantine if fully vaccinated against COVID-19, the government announced on Thursday. The quarantine change will start from July 19, when the government hopes to remove virtually all coronavirus restrictions in England. The travel industry hailed the step as vital for its recovery. However, the broader plans to ease social distancing, mask wearing, and other virus curbs face growing criticism due to a surge in infections of the highly contagious Delta variant. Under the existing rules, British-based travellers arriving from amber nations, the middle tier in the government's COVID-19 risk ranking, must quarantine at home for 10 days on their return. The list of countries comprises various countries around the world, including parts of Asia, the United States, and most of Europe, including tourist hubs France, Greece, Italy, and Spain. Travellers will still be required to get tested 72 hours before departure and on the second day following their return. Children who are not currently being inoculated under Britain's vaccination rollout will also be exempt from quarantine. The change applies only to people who were vaccinated in Britain before travelling abroad. UK who have been fully vaccinated abroad and non-residents will still have to self-quarantine. Announcing the change, Transport Secretary Grant Shapps told MPs the government was still working on easing requirements for expats and foreign visitors. The boss of London's Heathrow Airport, John Holland Kay, called it a much-needed boost to millions of people. The airport announced plans Wednesday to offer a fast-track lanes for fully vaccinated arriving passengers, launching a pilot scheme for people coming from selected destinations. Virgin Atlantic Chief Executive Shai Weiss said that the airline expected the government would soon further relax rules for all visitors arriving into Britain. The chief executive said that this will pave the way to restart of the essential travel corridor, without which £23 million is lost each day from the UK economy. On Thursday, France warned against holiday travel to Spain and Portugal due to a rapid increase of cases due to the highly contagious Delta variant. Business owners in Spain react to the announcement and have expressed their deep concern for their future. Many are highlighting how regions of Spain, particularly the Catalonia region, for instance, depend a lot on tourism. Some businesses like surf schools rely entirely on international tourism in the month of August. Owners of restaurant and leisure activity businesses fear they may not be able to continue without tourism. This week, the Catalonia region restarted to impose curbs on nightlife as a reaction to a surge in infections, especially among unvaccinated young people. And outdoor activities of more than 500 people will require a negative COVID-19 test effective this weekend. Many French people are known to head to Catalonia region to party, to shop, and to enjoy its beaches and cultural spots. France currently allows people to travel to all other EU members as long as they are fully vaccinated or present or negative PCR or attain tests to their return. The announcement on Thursday came as an unfortunate strike against Spanish tourism. Time for a break, but please come back for more E&I UK and Europe edition.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced, eagle news, because we live in interesting times.
Welcome back to E&I UK and Europe edition. I'm Ashley Espiritu, with interesting stories from around the UK and Europe this week. Britain's fourth biggest supermarket takeover. With details, Janelle Ankasuga is with us today. Hello, Janelle.
Hello, Ashley. And yes, the UK supermarket sector, which has benefited hugely from a shift to online shopping during the pandemic, is set for a further shake-up with Morrisons, heading for a multi-billion-pound takeover. Britain's fourth biggest supermarket on Saturday said it had accepted a £6.3 billion or $8.7 billion takeover offer from a consortium of investment groups. And on Monday, US private equity firm Apollo Global Management revealed it was mulling a rival bid. It comes after Morrisons last month rejected a £5.5 billion offer from US private equity firm Clayton, Dubilier and Rice. The British supermarket is seen as a bargain compared to overseas peers, with its deep integrated supply chain and the fact that it owns much of its store estate, noted Savannah Streeter, Senior Investment and Market Analyst at Hargreaves Lansdown. The company is already a prince in Amazon's e-commerce empire. Reflecting the fresh interest in the group and a potential bidding war, Morrisons' share price jumped 11% in London's morning deals. Apollo on Monday said it was in the preliminary stages of evaluating a possible offer for Morrisons on behalf of investment funds. It comes after a consortium comprising SoftBank-owned Fortress, Canada Pension Plan Investment Board and Koch Real Estate Investments had their takeover bid accepted. Morrisons is Britain's fourth biggest supermarket chain in terms of sales, according to data group Kantar. Trailing leader Tesco, Sainsbury's and Asda, it nevertheless has almost 500 stores and more than 110,000 employees in the UK. At the end of last year, US retail giant Walmart agreed to sell Asda to billionaire Issa Brothers and a private equity group for £6.8 billion. While UK supermarkets have enjoyed strong sales during the pandemic, they have faced hefty added costs, with having to employ thousands of extra staff to meet rising demands for online food shopping. Back to you, Ashley.
Thank you for bringing us this report, Janelle. We hope to hear from you again.
Thank you for having me. Reporting from London, United Kingdom, I'm Janelle Kasuga. We live in interesting times.
The Mobile World Congress takes place in Barcelona, Spain, under strict health restrictions. Beverly Madrid brings us the story. Let's take a look.
The long-awaited Mobile World Congress was being held in a downsized version in Barcelona under COVID-19 protocols. This four-day event, one of the first big technology conferences organized in Europe, was inaugurated by Spain's King Philip V and Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez. The Mobile World Congress 2020 edition was cancelled due to continuous sprout of coronavirus infections. For this reason, this year, GMSA has agreed with the Generalitat in committing to implement health measures that attendees must follow in order to access the venue in the safest way possible. Participants would only be allowed into the Congress if they had a negative COVID-19 test result, which was less than 72 hours, and would have to sign a daily declaration that they were in good health. Attendees would be denied access if they were not fully pre-registered before arriving at the event. Once inside, they must wear medical-grade FFP2 face mask at all times and follow a one-way walking system, which was mostly ignored during the event. Attendees was able to enjoy a hybrid format of the event, as 2,400 companies exhibited virtually and face-to-face, with an online appearance by tech billionaire Elon Musk as one of the highlights. Organizers have limited attendance to 50,000 as part of virus control measures and expected 30,000 to 35,000 people to actually attend, compared with a normal attendance of around 100,000. Compared to 8 in the past, the Congress occupied only 3 halls of the venue this year, with more space between booths than in previous years. Due to virus concerns, many major companies such as Samsung, Nokia, Google, and Facebook were the biggest absentees in the face-to-face event, although some will take part virtually. Reporting from Barcelona, Spain, I'm Beverly Madrid. We live in interesting times.
Thank you for that story, Beverly. Time for a break, but please come back for more E&I UK and Europe edition.
Sales can be a very challenging profession even on a regular day. At dahil sa pandemic, ang pagsasagawa ng harap-harapang mga pagpupulong o face-to-face meetings ay nagiging hamon para sa ating lahat. All contact is now done digitally through video conferencing, emails, or chat, which could potentially lead to miscommunication. Paano natin makukuha ang loob ng ating mga kliyente kung hindi natin sila nakikita ng harap-harapan? Yan ang ating aalamin ngayon. Ano nga ba ang strategies for success in remote selling? Tatalakayin ito ni Randy Bernardino, ang ating OFB correspondent mula sa Las Vegas, kasama si Mr. Paulo Tibig.
We have to practice selling the virtual way. Adapt and then stay relevant.
All these in this episode of Open for Business.
Welcome back to E&I UK and Europe edition. I'm Ashley Spiritu. Interesting stories in the UK and Europe this week. In today's health, Aron Ortiz, a professional coach specializing in fat loss and fitness, takes us on a journey to gain self-confidence. Today, he tackles the benefits and importance of getting enough sleep. Let's watch.
What's going on, Aron here. Today I'm going to go through 3 ways on how sleeping could actually affect your fat loss results. So sleeping is easily ignored when it comes to fat loss, but it actually is just as important as nutrition. Research shows that at least 30% of adults only are getting 6 hours or less most of the nights. And that's not enough. That's why I'm going to go through 3 ways on how this could affect your fat loss results. So the first way that this could affect your fat loss results is that it will increase your appetite if you are lacking of sleep. This is because of the 2 hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is released in the stomach, sending hunger signals in the brain. Your ghrelin is high before you eat, so when your stomach is empty, and it is low after you eat. The other hormone is leptin. Leptin is released from the fat cells and signals fullness in the brain. So when you are not getting enough sleep, your body makes more of ghrelin and less of leptin, making you a lot hungrier throughout the day. The second way that this could affect your fat loss results is that it will increase your cravings. Because when you are tired and you didn't get enough sleep, you're most likely to crave on the high sugar stuff or the high caffeine. Therefore, it will naturally increase your calories throughout the day. Last but not least, this will also affect your activity levels throughout the day. Because when you are tired, you are less likely to go for a walk or to get your exercises in. Therefore, your calorie burn throughout the day will be quite low too. So those are the 3 ways that lack of sleep could affect your fat loss results. So again, first one, this will increase your appetite. Second one, it will increase your cravings. And third one, it will decrease on how much you burn throughout the day. So if you're someone who's doing quite well right now with your nutrition and exercises, but you can't seem to lose any more fat and you're not getting your sleeping right yet, then focusing on your sleep and increasing them will help you to lose body fat. Hopefully this video helps, and if you got any questions, just message me on my Instagram. Apart from that, keep doing what you're doing, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Aron. We look forward to more health tips next week. In sports today, as Europe 2020 prepares for its final match this Sunday, let's take a look at how St. Petersburg, Russia welcomed and continues to celebrate Euro 2020. Sherilyn Carlos has a report. Let's watch.
2020 UEFA European Football Championship, commonly referred as the Euro 2020, is the 16th quadrennial international men's football championship of Europe. Organized by the Union of Europe Football Association, it was founded in 1955, 66 years ago, and rebranded in 1992. It consists of 11 host countries such as Azerbaijan, Denmark, England, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Netherlands, Romania, Russia, Scotland, and Spain. The Euro 2020 was originally scheduled from the 12th of June until 12th of July 2020. Due to the pandemics, the tournament was postponed and scheduled for the 11th of June until 11th of July 2021. The UEFA Euro 2020 matches are held in 11 stadiums in 11 cities or states, and the 7 matches took place at the Gazprom Arena stadiums in St. Petersburg, Russia. Foreign fans with UEFA Euro 2020 tickets did not require a visa, but needed to have a fan ID and negative PCR test to be allowed entry to and stay in St. Petersburg, Russia until July 12 of this year. A fan zone is open in the heart of city of St. Petersburg, Russia, located on Konyasenaya Square with a live stream of the games. Passing by the fan zone, you can feel the high fever of the tournament. You can see some poster, memorabilia, and a guide to the fan zone area. Even the statues of the famous shopping center has a costume supporting the tournaments. The government of St. Petersburg, Russia, put a lot of police all around the fan zone to make sure of the peace and order of the tournament. Before you enter the fan zone, you must follow health and security protocols, like body temperature checks, scanning of valuable items, and wearing of the mask. A family entertainment area is also in the place. All matches will be shown on the big screen. In some couple of days, bars entertainment are also planned. In the heart of city of St. Petersburg, Russia, for Eagle News International, I am Charlene Carras, who give you interesting time.
Thank you for taking us to St. Petersburg, Sherilyn. This Sunday will be a historic day for English football. With us today, we have the details, is Ryan Florentino. Hello, Ryan. Tell us what makes this Sunday so special for English football fans.
Ashley, thank you so much for having me. For football, England dared to dream after setting up their Euro 2020 final against Italy. England fans woke up on Thursday to the reality of a first major tournament in 55 years after a momentous win against Denmark, setting up a Euro 2020 showdown with Italy. 3 years on from their defeat to Croatia in the World Cup semi-final, Gareth Southgate's men overcame the Danes 2-1 in extra time at a rocking Wembley Stadium to reach their first European Championship final. After Denmark took the lead with the first goal scored from a free kick in the tournament, England were able to draw level soon after through a Danish own goal forced by England's starman Raheem Sterling. With the game tied at 1-1 after 90 minutes, extra time was needed to separate the two teams, and it was a controversial penalty awarded to England that led to the winning goal scored from the rebound by captain Harry Kane. They now stand just one game away from ending their long and painful trophy drought, which dates all the way back to the 1966 World Cup. Standing in their way are an Italy side who are on a 33-match unbeaten run, reviving their reputation on the global stage after an embarrassing failure to even reach the 2018 World Cup in Russia. A Wembley crowd of almost 65,000 whipped themselves into a frenzy before kickoff on Wednesday with rousing renditions of Sweet Caroline and Football's Coming Home. The final whistle sparked scenes of a pandemonium inside Wembley, hosting the biggest crowd in the UK since the start of the pandemic. Also, the latest news from the final week at Wimbledon. In the men's tournament, defending champion Serbian Novak Djokovic is into the semi-finals once again, as he looks to win his third consecutive Wimbledon championship. Former 8-time champion Roger Federer from Switzerland, unfortunately, will have no further part in this year's championship after losing in the quarterfinals. In the women's tournament, the final has been set and will be between world number 1 Ashley Barty from Australia and Czech player Karolina Pliskova. Tune in next week for the results of both of these competitions. For ENI UK and Europe Edition, I am Ryan Florentino, and we live in interesting times.
Thank you for your sports update, Ryan. In today's View from Our Window, we take one of Switzerland's panoramic trains. One great way to enjoy the many awesome views of Switzerland's lakes and mountains is by taking one of the country's many panoramic trains. There are many destinations and views to choose from, and this particular view is of Lake Geneva and the many mountains surrounding it. This panoramic train takes you from the city of Montreux all the way up to Gstaad in the Bernese Alps. Imagine the view's colors change as the seasons change too. What a relaxing and picturesque train trip. Tour Switzerland differently by taking a panoramic train. This view is courtesy of Christine Benedicto from our Switzerland Bureau. Thank you for this great view, Christine. That's it for today's program. Stay safe and keep positive as we bring you more stories next week from the United Kingdom and Europe. I'm Ashley Spiritu, and we live in interesting times.